Hi everybody! Okay, so a couple months ago I did a big e.l.f. haul and I told you guys I was going to use a lot of the stuff and then figure out how I feel about it and then let you guys know and do it e.l.f. hits and misses. So that's what I'm doing now. Just a pre-warning, the majority of this is blush because I'm kind of a blush girl. So I have all the e.l.f. products that I currently own and I will let you know what I think about each one of them. Alright, okay. So let's get started. I'm just going to start off with like the basics. This is the e.l.f. and this is the oil blotter. Oil blotting sheets. This is $1. It comes with 50 of them. Shine erasers. I think it does the trick. Not bad. Definitely suggest for $1. Can't go wrong. Okay, another thing I absolutely love and is part of the dollar line. e.l.f.'s products generally range from $1 to $6 depending on the line. There's like the studio line and then just the regular e.l.f. line. So this is the e.l.f. eyelid primer. It is $1. It is very comparable to Urban Decay Primer Potion as well as Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I like it. It does the job and I've been using this. So great alternative, cheaper alternative, $1. Keeps your eyeshadow on, prevents creasing, and it's just all around a really good primer, especially for the primer. I'm going to go into the tone correcting powder. I use this for a setting powder, and this is the one, there are two of them. There's one that's cool tone and one that's warm tone. I have the cool tone one, so it has the green, the pink, the blue, and the yellow. And I mean, even when you like rub them off, it's not going to come off like super pastel in color cool tones. This is just more of a transparent setting powder and I really like this. I use this to set my foundation. I'll also pick up some of the yellow to set my under eye concealer and it works really well. It doesn't make me look overly cakey or powdery and it does the job at setting my foundation. So this is definitely a must for me and it's $3 and all the products in this black packaging is from the e.l.f. Studio line. So this is $3. Do the two contouring blush and powder duos I have. One is St. Lucia and one is Antigua. The Antigua is my favorite of the two. It has a nice shimmery pink color as well as a nice dark bronzer. The bronzer in this, be careful, is so ridiculously dark and pigmented. You have to use a super light hand with it because it is so intense of a color and it's so pigmented. The pink is just a pretty sparkly pink and that's it right there. Now St. Lucia, I've heard this either being a hit or miss and I think it's just depending on what batch you get honestly because some people say they really like it and then it's really pigmented and other people say it hardly shows up at all. I'm pretty fair skinned and the blush does not show up for me, so this one is a miss for me. The bronzer, once again, is very pigmented. I like the bronzer. It's just a little bit lighter than the Antigua one, so that's the bronzer for the St. Lucia. So I like the bronzer in here. However, I do not like the blush because it just does not show up that well on my skin tone. And that's it right there above it. So you can see a little bit of a swatch, but for some reason when I apply it to my face, it just does not show up. So it could just be I got a miss product and some other ones are really pigmented, but for me the one I have in my hands does not work for my cheeks. So this one is a miss. Okay, I'm going to move into the powder blushes. I picked up 6 of them because I am a crazy person. So the first one I'm going to show you is what I actually have on right now and I absolutely adore this. This is Berry Mary. And it's a beautiful kind of mauve-y berry color. I absolutely love this. It's so pigmented. It's, yeah, a mauve color with golden shimmers throughout it. It's so beautiful. And that's it right there. So definitely a must. My next favorite is another kind of color, I guess another kind of fall-winter color, and this is called Blushing Rose. In comparison to Berry Mary, the rose is a little bit more red. So this is the rose one. They look similar, but they're different. It's worthy of owning both, I promise. Let me give you a swatch of that. This one I find isn't as pigmented as the Berry Mary one, but it just gives a really nice rosy tint to the cheeks that I do enjoy it. This next one is Mellow Mauve, and it's a lighter mauve-y color, a little bit more purple undertones. Really pretty, not as shimmery, it's more of a matte. And that's it right there. So I really like that. Alright, this next one is called Pink Passion. It's a really nice, vibrant, hot pink. Like, it is legitimately hot pink. And I do enjoy this. It is a matte, doesn't have any shimmer. It can look a little bit chalky when you first apply, but when you blend it out, it works out beautifully. Okay, the last two powder blushes I have, these ones aren't my favorite because they're like a luster finish. They have sparkle chunks to them, and I just find that they're not overly pigmented on my skin tone, and then I just have a lot of glitter fallout. So this first one is Fuchsia Fusion, and it's a beautiful, pretty pink color. However, it just doesn't have a lot of color payoff for me. It's just more sparkly than anything, and that's it right there. So this isn't my favorite. It's a miss for me. Maybe good for you, but not for me. This one is called Twinkle Pink, and it's a beautiful light baby pink with sparkles in it. But once again, it just shows up more as sparkle than any color on me, and that's it. You can barely see it right there. So a miss for me. Alright. This is one lip item that I have from e.l.f. and I do not like it. I've showed it as a fail before in my videos. And this is the e.l.f. lip stain, and this is in the color First Date. It looks like it'd be a really pretty corally pink lip stain. And it's supposed to, this side's supposed to stain your lips and this side's supposed to be a glossy finish. However, the color does not stay on, it fades, you immediately have a rim around your lips, and it's not long lasting and it doesn't stain your lips. So that's a miss for me. Okay, last four items I have to talk about are the HD blushes. I have 4 of them. These are really nice, however, most of them are kind of a miss for me because they are so dark in color. And they even show up even darker. So if you're very fair skinned, these might not work out for you because they are holy cow pigmented. Because they are so pigmented, let me tell you. I'm going to even just show you this is the lightest one I have, and this is in Headliner. I'm going to do a little swatch here on my wrist. And I'm just going to do a little tiny dot. Do you see that little tiny dot? And we'll blend it in. So that little tiny dot produces that much color. So this is probably the best bet if you are fair skinned. As you can see, it still is pretty dark in color. Alright, this next one is Encore. So we'll do a little tiny dot again, and we'll blend it in. Do you see I have swatches left over because I tried to do this before? And that is like a holy cow, very bright, hot pink color. So these you just have to be very careful with because they're so pigmented. They dry pretty fast, so you have to blend them in pretty quickly. This next one is Diva, and this is another bright pink. And we'll just blend it in. And can you see that pigmentation there? Oh my goodness gracious. That is ridiculous. So I think if you have darker skin tone and you're looking for a blush to show up on you, these are going to be great for you. However, if you're very fair like I am, you have to be super duper careful because even as I keep trying to blend it out, I mean, it's still just an intense color. Look at that from one little dot. Amazing. Crazy from just one little dot. I mean, look at that. Alright, and this last one, of course, I'm not going to be able to wear because look at that. So just by seeing how dark and pigmented those lighter colors are, could you imagine me wearing this? Okay, little dot again. And now that's rub it in. Look at that! Oh my goodness gracious! It's so pigmented. And even if you blend it out, like here, I'll blend it over to the side here, it's still so dark. That would be way too dark for my fair skin. So, I think these are a really cool concept. They're only $3. They are HD. They are extremely, extremely pigmented, as you can see. These would work really great if you are a darker skin tone and you want some color on your cheeks. I do find them a little bit annoying to apply because I try and apply it with a brush, but then they don't blend in nicely. or well enough for me. I use like a stippling brush because they're so pigmented. I don't want too much color on my face. So I end up using my fingers to blend in. My favorite one out of them is the headliner. The lightest color, which is this color right up here, because that's a color I can wear. The rest of these are a little bit too pigmented and too bright and too much for my skin tone. Last thing that I do own from e.l.f. is the eyelash curler. I've had multiples of these. They used to have an older design that I loved and preferred more than these ones. These are the new, most recent ones. They are good. They're for $1. They work great, except I have smaller eyes, so they pinch my eyelids, which I don't quite enjoy, so they are a miss for me. However, they're worth a shot because they're only $1. So, those are my e.l.f. hits and misses, what I think about all the e.l.f. products that I own. I hope this video was helpful. Definitely check out some of e.l.f.'s products. They have some very amazing products for an amazing price point. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I heart you guys all. Bye, everybody.